Roaring Kitty returned after 3 years, sending GameStop flying. And of course, because this is crypto, meme coins also flew as a result, making a lot of people think that the bull market is back. I saw a ton of tweets about it. Is that the case? We're going to take a look at the charts. It's Monday. We do Chartapalooza. This one is for the community. Take some chart requests, have a good time for 30 minutes, and then go about our days. Let's go.
Let's go.
What is up, everybody? I am Scott Melker, also known as the Wolf of All Streets. Before we get started, please subscribe to the channel, hit that like button. Are you guys tired of hearing me say those words and hearing my exact intro music? I don't feel like I'm going to flip it up, but it feels like maybe I should. Now, as I said, guys, Roaring Kitty is back. You saw the tweet, right? This is the tweet that Roaring Kitty sent with this picture implying it's paying attention. It's been 3 years. This is obviously the guy from Dumb Money. You guys saw it. GameStop. I like the stock. A lot of people really give him the credit for the entire short gamma squeeze meme stock trend that started with, of course, GameStop. We saw it go to AMC and Hertz and another of actual traded equities on the stonk market. But like I said, what you get after that in crypto is a bunch of ridiculous meme coins pumping. It's like when Nvidia goes up, so everybody's like, AI is the next narrative, bro. And then crypto, you get a bunch of pumps of things that probably have nothing to do with AI, but claim to be AI, and they go up, and then a week later, they retrace their entire move. Or you get like Facebook rebranding to Meta, and then all of a sudden it's like every metaverse coin is going to the moon forever and ever. And then they're all go up 400% and then down 9,000%. We've been there before. This is reminiscent of that, to be quite honest, for me. You know, I said hype returns. Will these tokens skyrocket? I mean, maybe. Let's take a look at what this is saying here. You know, we saw that GameStop itself, by the way, there's a publicly traded equity, went up about 120%. I think they had at least 5 circuit breakers today where they had to stop trading. GameStop stopped trading. Bitcoin never stops trading. How many tweets did you see that said that today? Right. And then, but here we go. You know, high over 100%. AMC was up 12% in pre-market, rising to as much as 30% after open. There was a GameStop meme coin on Solana. I guess we'll take a look at that. Surged more than 550%. An AMC token jumped 1,200%. Some shit called Kitty rose thousands of percent. I couldn't even find that on TradingView. Popcat, MOG, 15%. Larger cap meme coins, Doge and SHIB, were higher by 5% and 7%, respectively. All because one guy put this on Twitter. One guy put this on Twitter. Now we're up 7 billion, million, trillion %. But let's start, as we usually do, with Bitcoin. Gives us an idea of what's happening with the market. Hopefully today I will not freeze every time I change a chart. But here we go. We got Bitcoin. To me, you know, it's just still super ranging. Nothing to see here. Extremely boring. Go away. Touch grass. Do nothing. Like, what's the point? Yes, we have this large range. We had a deviation below. Wonderful to see all these candles right here holding the range as support. I think that's great. But trading alpha, the indicator I use, still below the line here. No gray dots at all. We're just trading in the bottom half of this range. The high of it's around 67,000. Man, I told you guys in March, I thought it was about to get real toppy up over here, and that I thought we were going to see a whole lot of chop for a lot of months. Nothing has convinced me otherwise as of now. Bitcoin looking super boring here. I don't expect to see much. Some saying there's a massive bull flag. Maybe it is. Maybe it'll take some time, and we will eventually get the mega pump that people are looking for. Man, I don't know. I don't know. If you want an indication, though, that we are in time-based capitulation, nobody cares. From what I can see, we have 152 people watching this. That is down by at least 80% over a stream even a few weeks ago. It's wild. There's none of you in the chat. We do, usually like chart requests. The three of you will be able to do chart requests. And I'm fine. I show up because it's fun and we do it, but I see it across all of YouTube. Like numbers are down insane. Even Macro Monday, which isn't really a crypto show, numbers way down because people have given up. They don't care, not interested. And that's what happens literally every single time it's May, a couple months after the halving. Retail completely and utterly indifferent. But let's take a look at some of the coins they just mentioned. So, of course, this is GameStop, not a token. Look at that. Look at that. So, first of all, GameStop started actually pumping in April, right? I mean, it was down at $9. Even when it closed last week, it was double from there. So you've done an easy double on GameStop in 3 weeks. So this was already up, but then, dude, I mean, we went from a close of $18 to as high as $38 today, more than a 2x in a single day because a man returned on Twitter. Holy crap. That is bananas. So up to 38, still holding $30 today. I mean, I don't even know how you really look at that as a chart. I mean, we can look at it at the weekly and see if that gives us any more information. I will say this looks like a massive descending wedge. Like people will call it a bull flag. Just a little lesson. Like a bull flag should have resolved by like here. This much price action, not a bull flag, but still a descending wedge, which is a bullish pattern, but not the same kind of target you would get from a bull flag. You should not get consolidation from January of 21 until May of 24 for a bull flag. That's not a thing, but still a very nice pattern. I guess if we were to pull a line, we'd have to start here, maybe through there, and we just broke it there. So yeah, I mean, broke out last week. Still nothing compared to the volume of previous things. But yeah, that is a very clean breakout on GameStop. So of course, apparently that means that we have a GameStop token on Solana. Okay. Let's look at it on the daily instead of the weekly. And look at that shit. Oh my God. Yeah. That is absolutely crazy. It went from 0.00000048 to 2 zeros and a 5. 1,000. Yeah, I mean, this is up like that was like a 10x in a day, more 100x, 1,000 billion x. That's way up. What do we got? 3 4s. Excuse me. So yeah, easy 10x at 3 zeros. That is absolutely wild. Can I tell you that you should buy GameStop token at 90 RSI when it's gone up 10x in a day? No, because this is fully, utterly, and ridiculously redacted. This should not be going up because GameStop went up. I don't even know what CoinX is. This is dumb. MOG, they said MOG went up. Well, cool. We're really excited about that. That's a trash chart, right? Right into the track line on Trading Alpha here. Right into it. No gray dots. Maybe you're excited that you've got an end to the blue dots here, but nah. PopCat, at least it's breaking above the track line with some squeeze shading. But that looks better than the other one. Still hard to get really particularly excited. I would say it's nice that it's holding kind of this area right here. Hi, guys. CoinX again. Like, I don't even know how to trade or talk about these things. I'm so bad at memes. SHIB, I mean, that's not getting us excited, right? That's the candle. Doge, not really getting us excited. All of these basically popping right up into resistance. I'm not seeing much reason to get excited. I think you had a few select meme coins that jumped because they have a name that's similar to GameStop or something else on the stock market. Otherwise, like, I don't know, man. Bonk, slight up for the day. I mean, these are like less than 10% moves. Whiff, these are the other big Solana meme coins. Dog, whiff, hat. I mean, these are absurd charts in general. Maybe you're getting a squeeze and it'll pop. I mean, they're worth watching. Pepe, however, by the way, I saw that Pepe is flirting with a new all-time high That's pretty crazy because all the other memes like Doge and SHIB, they've had their moves, but they're still way down. Pepe, maybe the benefit of being newer since, it's only a year old, but making a huge cup here, maybe it'll handle. But yeah, today it actually popped above the all-time high here. That's wild. The track line going up, green. This Pepe, this looks legitimately good. Like I wouldn't necessarily buy it here. You either want to, try to get it down here on something like this, or you want to actually get it when it breaks above and pops. But still, I mean, that looks good. Like, by the way, there's a Pepe coin. It's not Pepe. Floki. Do you guys care about these memes, or should we just do a bunch of chart requests? Because let's just do some chart requests because I'm already nauseated by the memes. And I'm telling you, I look at these and maybe it's the start of something. Floki looking pretty good there. But I think this was one of those knee-jerk reactions to an event that has nothing to do with these tokens and whatever. Is it Pepe or PP? I call it PP. 1-inch PP. They're my two favorite tokens. Dippin' Dots. I don't think that that's a token, but we could probably make a Dippin' Dots token right now and get that to pop off right now. All right, FET. Let's take a look at some requests. Hopefully I do not freeze up like crazy here, which has been happening in the past. FET. I mean, guys, listen, FET has had this monster run on the idea of AI, right? I mean, shit, let's look at the weekly. I mean, there's a cray chart, right? So it made an all-time high that had broken from 21. Still trading around that. Honestly, man, if you're this looks good. But it is now, even on the weekly, a lot of these starting to lose the gray dots. It had never lost these gray dots all the way up. Not once until last week. It is still above that green track line, but Wick, if he was here, would tell you to start paying attention when those gray dots start disappearing and close with the disappeared gray dots. So this does still look like slightly bullish consolidation. You got a big move to the top. Descending volume right here with price descending, that is generally bullish consolidation. If it's going down and volume's going up, you should be paying a hell of a lot of attention. But this still looks good. I would just proceed with caution. Honestly, like if it dropped to retest that would be amazing entry, in my opinion. So like $1.19, something like that. Dean dumped his FET for render. I think a lot of people, let's take a look at render. I think a lot of people still super bullish on render. That looks great, right? Weekly up here in the power zone, about to re-enter again. Weekly RSI being overbought is not a bad thing. You know what I mean? But this looks great. Like this is never, see, that actually did lose the dot too, and it ended up green on the track line. So FET not looking entirely different. If you get that test of the track line and it turns gray dots again, I mean, this render is only a couple bucks away from a new all-time high. Imagine, it was at 13.8 and there was an opportunity to buy at $6.30 just a couple months ago. A month ago. Wild. It's almost doubled since then. So I would say that this chart's still looking good. Once again, I don't know that you want to buy it here, but if you're in it, you certainly don't have a reason to sell. I think to me, that's the most interesting thing here. Let's take a look. Irvin says best looking chart. Honestly, dude, nice picture. That's me with my rings from DJing. Irvin used to be Blippy on here. I don't know, because I have not been wasting my time and energy staring at charts all day, because what's the freaking point? Tia, this one I had shared recently. I haven't looked at it, but it looked awful. Like this is one of the, you want to talk about the best charts? To me, this is one of the worst charts. And I said that way up here. I mean, so maybe I'm biased because I wanted to buy this at like 230 on like this day, and it went down to like 240 and then skyrocketed to immediately for many X's, and I didn't fill. But pattern is an extreme rounding top. And I said that when it was like kind of here-ish, maybe like 12 bucks or something. This just does not look good. And this is actually giving you a short signal now at the end of all this on Trading Alpha. We'll see if it actually comes to fruition. It's a continuation. It's a smaller arrow. It's not the big arrow, but you got to squeeze. I mean, this just looks like it could go up. Certainly, like it's in an area of very potential support right here. I would be looking more down here, although you already got a bounce at that 7 area. I'm trying to look at it, but let me draw a line. But man, like this, when you get, I've showed you rounding bottoms before and how they skyrocket. a rounding top like that shows that it's just a really progressive sell-off, not much structure to it. That looks gross to me. This looks to me like there's insiders who are like getting unlocks and just selling progressively, which is their prerogative. But yeah, I don't really, that's to me, it'll probably bounce because I said it, but that's a hideous chart. And I said it, a 50% drop ago or something. So EWT, whatever the F you are. Let me find EWT. Okay, let's go out to the weekly firstest. Not bad. It's flipped to green dots. Track lines leaning up. RSI pushing towards overbought, but definitely above 50, which is kind of a power zone. Very choppy chart. Hard, I think, to find clear levels. Maybe up here, 550 is your target. This high right here, which you'll see is also along all these lows right here. I'll show you. Easier to just show you. So you see right here, if you pull back to like this area. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do a horizontal ray, but you get the idea. Let me do it right so it'll stay there. Something, where was I? Right here. Like that, I think this could go to there. So that looks pretty good. That's a big move from 330 up to about 550. Then you'd be testing these highs. But yeah, looking pretty good. Let's see what the daily looks like. Very good. The daily, this gave you a clear bottom signal. Then you closed above that bottom signal, flipped to green, flipped the track line. I mean, this is like a trading alpha wet dream for those of you who are using it. So yeah, that looks really good to me right there. Do the arrow chart, please. Arrow, USDT, CoinEx again. What are these? Gate dot. Let's do it. Oh God. Let me try to find a chart that might not make me want to puke the second I open it. Okay. That looks better. Is this the one? Hey, Sarasota Joe. Is this the arrow we're talking about? Aerodrome Finance? Dude, that looks like Tia did when I pointed it out. Don't like it. I don't like it. You might get a good response here, but you already, excuse me. Don't love that. You do have this area right here. So it did bounce there once, kind of, right there. Wouldn't want to be pushing into that again. This looks like, Ryan Reed says, arrow's a falling knife. Listen, anything can happen. I'm not saying it can't go up, whatever, but that is not a bullish pattern. It's toppy and rounding and no real bounces at any level here except for there. And it's already retraced almost that entire move. I can't get excited about that right now. Crap, crypto laughing. Man, we're going to do DOT because it's apparently to 2021. I'm holding way too many bags. First of all, this looks like a big ass head and shoulders. Kind of. Let's go to the weekly. Not appealing. I really think it's going to be a long summer. Broke, support here at the track line, retested, going down, blue dots, broken down below the bullish RSI 50. Listen, I think every one of these will eventually trade higher than they are now if we get a massive bull market, but Jesus, these do not look great. Not great. Not great. Vet. It's not my fault, guys. Listen, I wouldn't show up here too. There's 250 people who came just to talk with me because the charts look like trash. You have to know that. I don't know. Maybe we can convince ourselves that Vet is bull flagging or something. But I can't convince myself of that. You do have this area right here where it bounced right off this high as support. Oy. But listen, I like Vet a lot. I love Sunny. We're just looking at charts. Man, that's just giving you the ugly dots here after switching. It told you to get out up here, flip the track line, test it as resistance. I would have said this was resistance right here. So look, if you were take trading alpha off and you were to just go like that, well, you broke support, tested as resistance, same area. I don't know, maybe down here you get it 2.8 cents. If you get a really bad move down, like you look how far these have to drop on the weekly when you look at RSI. Now, a lot of them are approaching oversold already on the daily, which is nice, but not even a hint of bullish divergence there. I don't like it. I don't like it. This is just too steady. Everything is resistance. God, guys, I would love to give you better information. Well, we have a good chart, apparently, Ryan says. That's a good chart. That's basically in price discovery. That's a crazy chart. What the is ABT? Now, you have a head and shoulders on RSI. Wow, that's actually interesting. Guys, I like to draw patterns actually on indicators, and that's pretty aggressive. Like was a head and shoulders right there with a retest. So that this is really overcooked. I'm not saying it can't keep going up. I would say though, be very cautious. This has gone up in 2024 alone from 13 cents to $3.28. Don't even know what it is. Where have I been, man? I have no idea. Weekly is still giving you the buy. There's no reason to exit yet, but God, I can't tell you to enter. If you're in it, ride that wave. Still looks good on the day on the daily chart. Maybe you'll get bearish divergence if it makes a high. I don't know, but trusting the track line, turning gray. It still looks good. I can't tell you to buy this though. I can't. First of all, I can't tell you anything because the SEC is listening, and we don't do financial advice. And frankly, I don't really give a shit if you buy it or sell it, where you live, how big your house is, if your girlfriend's hot. Like none of that matters to me. I'm just looking at charts, dude. So lay off. If I'm like, yo, this looks like a buy, then like in a month, there'll be a clip of me saying, Scott said to buy this. It's down 90%. He's a scammer. Fucking great. H-bar. Rand Nooner was really aggressively angry at H-bar. Not specifically, but he sent a tweet that was like basically buy new shit, dump your old shit. Today he told me he finally gave up on ETH. I was hoping that was going to be a capitulation signal and it was going to go up, but I don't know. H-bar, fine. Very choppy. Very choppy. This was bad, right? This was when they someone announced they had a deal with BlackRock. That BlackRock was like, nah, bro. We don't get down like that. And just, God. Now it's just sideways chop, waiting to find out if they actually have a deal with BlackRock or not. Scammer. What the fuck is DGen? Is that a real thing? Is that layer 3 that I've heard so much about? Looks bad. At least it's finding support on the track line. But there's never been a point on the daily where Trading Alpha actually would have liked this chart, and it's done nothing but go down since the third or fourth day of trading. Maybe it's finding a bottom here. It's reasonable to think that it could be finding a bottom here. But I would like to see these dots changing, even though it's finding here. And you do not want to start breaking below this level, right? Look where these. So you have definitely take a look at this. Like there's somebody in the market right now who has a massive buy wall at 0.01735, which is 4 daily candles in a row sitting exactly on that. That is not natural. Yes, it is support. But odds. Let's say the odds. If you guys can answer this question, just as a test. If you see a huge buy wall in the order book, what does that mean? I want your comments. If you see a huge order, like a massive order at some level in the order book, are you thinking, damn, I need to put my bid just above that so I can buy because I'm never going to get cheaper than that buy wall? Is that what you think? What do you guys think when you see a big buy wall or you see a big sell wall? There's no right or wrong answer. I'm just curious. So you guys give me your comments. You're staring at the order book, which I used to do when I was a beginner trader, thinking I was going to figure something out. What do you think when you see a huge order? Huge buy. Because if somebody put a huge buy order, there's not enough volume on this coin to push below that price. Do you think they're trying to hold up the price? Do you think that they're trying to buy because they're super bullish? What do you think? Chad says strong support resistance. Fair. Richie says fake wall. A whale protecting position. My first thought is, what if it fails? Okay, so like I said, there's no right or wrong answer here, but odds are if somebody has a massive buy wall, they are looking to hold the price up long enough to sell before they remove that buy wall. See it? And I walk. Correct. So I used to think when I first started, oh shit, somebody really wants to buy a lot. If somebody really wanted to buy a lot, they would spread small orders all over the order book for the very reason that they know that putting a huge order in there is a signal and they're never going to fill it. Never going to fill it. So what someone's doing generally when they put a huge buy wall is holding price up long enough to sell before they pull the buy wall and it drops. Maybe they intend to buy lower. When you see a massive sell wall, it's the opposite. It usually means they're holding price down long enough to fill their orders and buy before they remove the sell wall. If you wanted to sell, you want to keep selling as price goes up, right? So you would put small orders laddering up so that they fill and you don't spook the market. So what they're actually trying to do is buy before they lift the sell wall and price goes flying. Yeah, right? That's generally what you're doing when you look at those, just for very clearness, just for clarity. Dude, this dude keeps asking for dog. I don't know what it is. He's a bounty hunter. Tim Dog was a rapper that had beef with basically everybody, especially all the West Coast dudes, a bunch of them. I mean, where do I even find a chart that of dog that it can be? There's Doge. I don't. Dog go to the moon versus tether. Is that what we're talking about? Is this really what we've been reduced to? Where my dogs at? Arf, arf. That was my DMX, a really bad DMX impression. Don't want to like make my wife be concerned. Where my dog's at? This looks like it's turning bad and getting badder. Not great. Not great at all. Dogs versus frogs. Looks like the frogs were winning based on looking at Pepe, to be honest with you guys. All right, I got time for one more Ponky Brewster. Do you guys remember that show? It was really good. Ponky, that looks great. What is that? Is this a meme? That looks good, right? Held the track line. It would look better to me if it flips now into price discovery. Like, once again, you can't buy it coming into all-time high resistance, but you've got this is a bull market. This is the definition, by the way, guys, of a coin that's in a bull market. Oh my God, someone's going to say it and say I'm a scammer who's Ponky. Higher highs. I don't even know what this is. I don't know what this is. Higher lows, right? Nothing but a bull market. No lower lows. This could be a lower high, but you want to flip that. That's your entry, is right there. Or maybe if you get another retest, but your other entry was to buy it at 13 cents when it came down, and tested that track line. That actually looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Last week, we did one of these, maybe it was 2 weeks ago, and I was talking about, my wife was actually watching for once, or she was in the other room and she could hear me or something, and she was like, "You were really praising this thing HNT." She's like, "Did you buy any?" I was like, "No." She's like, "But you were just like talking about it being bullish." And I was like, even my wife doesn't know that sometimes I'm just looking at charts and that I've said clearly I have no interest in this market. I'm not doing anything. Right? She was like, "Yeah, but the chart looked great." Whatever. Would Coinbase prop up a coin with paywall out of curiosity? I don't think so. I don't think Coinbase is a publicly traded company. It's worth it to them at all to manipulate the market. I don't believe that would be the case at all. Guys, that's it. 4 o'clock. I know it's kind of fast and you're really enjoying this. There's so many of you who showed up. It's fun. Tomorrow morning, be back with the Arch Public guys. And I don't know who the other guest is. I know who we're working on. But I'm not going to say it until I know. But it would be fun if we did have it. I'll tell you that. All right, guys, that's all I got for you. I will see you tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, as always, for joining. Bye.